Hey everyone, it's Bob again, and Happy New Year! First trip of the year. We're all done with all the time off and the holidays, and this ought to be the last holiday traffic trip that I have. This time we're off to Phoenix. Got a load of pipe on, under 41,000 pounds. They got it all loaded for me. Got loaded for me on Thursday. Went through New Year's and all that. It just sat in the yard, and then we got dumped on with snow last night. A lot of snow on the ground, probably all the way down through Utah. We'll see how far it goes, and we'll hopefully get down to warmer climates. We'll see what happens this trip and how bad the weather will, or how far down the weather will be. Shouldn't be too bad. But I'm probably going to have to go through Vegas instead of going through Flagstaff. We'll see how it goes. I prefer to go on US 89, but I may have to go down 15 all the way to Vegas and then cut down through Kingman that way. Not my preferred route, but if the weather's bad the other way, I'll take the better highway, even though I don't like that way. And I'll have to make a stop and visit with my son that lives down in Phoenix, because they came up for the holidays and they flew up, so they didn't have enough room, so I got a box of presents for them. So I still get to play Santa, and we're way past Christmas now, so. Well, as with the start of a new year and resolutions and everything, last year, as you might remember, I was trying to give up caffeinated soda, and I think that was along around the end of October is when I actually started. And for an update, I'm pretty much off of Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper. For the new year, we're going to try to watch my diet a little better, see if I can lose some weight, and we're going to try to come up with an exercise program I can do on the road on a consistent basis that doesn't involve a whole lot of... I'm thinking I need to make it really simple so that it won't be too complicated, and that... Because, you know, the more complicated things are, the easier it is to use an excuse not to do it. If anybody has any, you know, nice, quick, easy little routine, okay, easy is probably not a good word, but a nice little routine that they know of that kind of works. I mean, I'm doing flatbedding, you're pretty active, but, you know, it's not enough exercise, and it's not targeting, or, you know, it doesn't really get your cardio up or whatever. Any comments? Let me know of ideas, because I could probably use them. We got down here. It was a little bit interesting getting down here. And we had some snow when we left. The roads weren't bad, but normally I would go over Highway 20 over to Panguitch and down to Kanab, Page, in that area, because it's like almost 8,000 feet. So you got to go up over that ridge, and I thought that wouldn't be a good idea. So I went further down, down by Hurricane, across to Fredonia through Colorado City. And then when I got to Fredonia, I figured I was far enough south that I was going to miss the storm, and it was starting to get dark, but it looked like the clouds were clear. So I went up over Jacob Lake. Well, Jacob Lake is 8,000 feet too when you get up there, and it wasn't snowing, but the roads were not clear. They hadn't got them cleared out, so it got a little slick up on top. There was one spot I started to spin out, but I was able to, you know, keep traction enough that I made it up to the top of it. So it all worked out, but it was a little bit more than I was expecting. And then once I got down once you got below 7,000 feet, the snow was gone. But I was able to meet up with my son, my number 2 out of 8. Him and his wife came up for the holidays, but they didn't have enough, you know, on the airplane. They couldn't take all their presents, so I brought them down to them. So that was fun to see them for a minute. We're gonna go to bed and we'll get unloaded in the morning. Still got a little bit of snow. Little bit of snow on the back of the trailer. Okay, we got unloaded this morning, no problems. I was right in front of the place, well, right beside the place, so it wasn't a big deal. I had some time left, so I did the sleeper split, and it was only 22 minutes to get across town to Verco, where I swapped out trailers and got this one all tied down. They wanted the load today, but they didn't tell us till today, so we had to rearrange the unloading for tomorrow, which I should make it up there no problem. So we'll finish out my break here and we'll head up the road, no problem. Well, it's turned into being a pretty nice day. I mean, there's still a couple clouds here and there, whatever storm it's breaking up and heading east. But for the last couple weeks, I haven't had too many good days of weather for driving, so it's kind of nice. Okay, that was kind of a interesting thing to come across. The weather's been good all afternoon since I got out of Flagstaff. And as I came up to Kanab, usually you drop down the hill coming into the town, and it was dark, and usually you see the lights of the town, and it was totally pitch black. I mean, there was no lights on hardly at all. There was one gas station, apparently they got a generator, and they were lit up. But yeah, the whole town was blacked out. They had lost power, so that was kind of interesting. But one side benefit is, once I went through town and got up on the other side, the scale was there and it was closed because, hey, they had no power. So bonus. But And I got, probably a half hour north, and there had been no lights the whole time. And finally I was going through Glendale, which is, about a half hour north. And just as I was going through the middle of town, all of a sudden everything lit up. So whatever it was, they figured it out and powered up. So, all right, well, we got home last night, and probably about 10:30, almost 11, and got up this morning and called the job site that the decking was going to. Lo and behold, they didn't want it today because they're under like 18 inches of snow. And he says he's got about a foot of mud underneath the snow. The job site's up on the east side of Salt Lake City, up off of Foothill Boulevard, so it's right up at the bottom of the mountains. And they get dumped on when it snows, so... He was like, no, we really don't want it today, and you don't want to try to come up here. And I was like, yeah, probably not. So anyway, we just left it at our yard. He's got our number. He'll call us in a couple days when they dig out and have room for it. Well, that wraps up that trip. And it was exciting. There was a lot of snow, a lot of weather. The power outage, that was fun. So, like I said, you never know. You never know what a trip's going to end up. It might seem like just the usual. One of these days I'm going to have a boring trip, but we'll see how it goes on the next one.